Welcome back. On our last episode, we saw our buxom beauty Reagan lost to the enemy. Following the attack at the Gladys Inn of Gladys Glen, the party retaliated and attempted to steal 2 horses by absolutely annihilating them. We will rejoin the party shortly, but first a word from our sponsor. We've all been there. Christmas evening, feet in stirrups, and Hans has just spent the last 20 minutes lacing up his love glove, only to realize, uh-oh, you've used up all of your Crisco shortening on the roast. Today's sponsor, Hello Fist, ensures a monthly delivery of non-food grade shortening so you can get just as stuffed as your Christmas goose. For just $80 per month, a premium-sized tub of inedible lard will be hoisted discreetly to your doorstep. Sign up today using code TheFistChef to save $10 off your first order. Never again will you find yourself parked outside a Burger King 2 minutes before Big Carl's lunch break, only to realize you got in the back seat for nothing. Now let's get back to it.
You moron, Shadow Blast has an area of effect.
The immense eruption of shadow energy not only obliterates both the horses and the guard, it also sends a powerful shadow nova toward the party. Roll for block. Holy rollers get an additional 4 added to their dice.
May the light of Pope Francis guide us all.
All right, so Nancy, Hillary, Diana, and Trump all gain +4. Oop, Al and Bill, you're knocked out cold by the blast. The sound will surely draw more of the guard, and I doubt Gladys will let you back inside, so you better move fast.
Wait a minute. Why does Trump get a holy bonus when all he does is have money? I'm here knocked out cold despite all I've done for Mother Gaia.
Prosperity gospel. And for just 16 payments of exponentially more payments, I can cast a healing spell on you that might work sometimes.
Sickening, using faith for such exploit.
Unlike us who are devoted followers of Jesus. Right, is Jesus a thing in this world, or is it just Pope Francis? How exactly does holy magic work in this game?
Now's not the time. You've 2 party members down, and someone will be coming to check on the blast.
Hang on, I've got a crazy idea. Joe, stay back with me. We'll let the guards take them while the rest of you escape.
Is this a thing we're just doing now?
No, they'll just see 2 hurt people. Diana, you stay back too. Joe, you can summon a demon to distract them. They'll take out your demon, assume it caused the explosion, and Diana can heal up our friends. Meanwhile, everyone else can head on to Sun Dune and look for sand skates.
Corn Pop and I can get your decoy, but why exactly are we doing this?
If we just run, they'll find us. This way, we tie up our loose ends.
I guess I'll go turn over this new guard money to Gladys to buy her silence.
You've earned Gladys's discretion, although future stays in Gladys Glen seem off the table.
Seems fair we weren't very good guests. The fake money, knocking her out, robbing her patrons, and blowing up her stables. Seems like she's earned a nice glass of Gladys gin.
Congratulations. For the pun, Gladys gives you her submachine gun and a case of bullets.
Wait, what?
Granted, nobody in the party is able to equip it, but I appreciated the joke. Anyway, you need to get your plan together or face a knight, and you're not really in a state to do so.
Just leave it on the cart, Hillary. Come on, people. Let's head for Sun Dune. Once these guys catch up, we'll have new supplies and hopefully some sand skates.
The party piles into the cart except for Joe, Feinstein, Diana, and our 2 unconscious friends.
Another split campaign, and now I get to shine, finally.
Actually, I think we're going to assume you all succeed and just continue with the 4 on the cart.
Makes sense.
Well, wait a minute.
Finally on our way to Sun Dune. May Pope Francis guide our path.
Well, wait a minute. I want my epic fight scene.
You're not supposed to have a big fight scene. You're supposed to let them win so you can heal up and sneak away.
Julia, I want to roll to have my big epic fight scene where I blast them with shadow magic.
You're supposed to lose, though.
I never lose. I am Joseph Mignonette Thermopolis Rinaldi, and I am a winner.
Joe, you roll 9, so let's shift our focus away from the cart and return to Gladys Glen. 2 members of the Royal Guard arrive to investigate the explosion.
Joe, you do remember our plan, yes?
Of course I do. I rolled to blast them with shadow magic.
I rolled to silence Joe.
Diana, 12. Joe, sorry, but she rolled first, and it seems you were silenced before your attack could form. The guard approach Gladys Glen and see the 2 on the ground. Let's see. 8. Good, you've passed their first check. A druid and a bard don't scream explosion, so there's at least no bias. The guard are next going into the Gladys Inn, and here's the thing. There are 2 unconscious guards still inside under the effects of Al's pixie dust.
Oh, poopies.
Seems like you might need my shadow magic after all.
You might want to prepare yourselves. Wake up your friends. The guard will be calling on a local knight to investigate. You'll need to either run or prepare for a difficult confrontation.
I cast rays on Bill and Al to get them back on their feet.
You roll 8, Bill and Al. You are awake and a little woozy, but you're going to be just fine.
I use my echo screen to cure Joe's silence.
You roll 1. Yikes, a critical miss. Not only does the echo screen fail, it backfires, and now you are silenced as well. Hurry up, people, the night's on her way.
I use my healing good berries to cure his silence, the berries coating his throat.
You roll 15. The good berries coat Joe's throat, providing a healing salve that cures his silence. Unfortunately, Bill remains unable to speak. Al, for God's sake, the man is 80 years old. Quit cramming blueberries in his mouth.
I wanted immersion.
I cast a restoration spell on Bill to cure his silence.
You roll a 4. Bill, unfortunately, remains without the ability to cast or speak, which for a bard means he's basically useless.
I cast a vanishing spell.
You roll a 10, vanishing into stealth in preparation for the night.
How many blueberries was that?
34.
Damn it, still haven't beat my old record. I call upon an infernal cauldron to produce mana stones for the party. I think we'll need them.
Wow, 20. An overflowing cauldron of mana stones appears before the party, offering a bounty of magic for those who may seek it. With that, I hope you're all buckled up. A knight of the realm arrives at Gladys Inn, descending from the sky, holding a large parasol, kept aloft by arrow magics. She is a regal-looking woman with shorter hair. Despite the colors of the Union Jack, she's adorned in green regalia. She is Dame Andrews, the Knight of Wind, and one of the 12 Knights of the Round.
You there, Druid. Tell me, what exactly happened here? Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start.
Well, there's some sort of explosion that happened here, it seems.
And do you know what caused the explosion? And do you know why the men inside reported unconscious members of the Royal Guard? And can you explain this overflowing pot of mana crystals?
Well,
And you there, Bard, what do you have to say to all of this?
Well, he's actually a mute, you see. He isn't a bard, he's a prostitute. He goes around Alexia giving handy J's and BJ's and all of the other kinds of J's.
Wait, how many other J's are there?
6, but that's beside the point. He's a mute. It's a sad life. Just him and his saxophone, which also does not work right now.
I see. Well, this all seems on the up and up. You two just seem like down on your luck, little queerbos. And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But unfortunately, I am going to need to bring you back to Alexia for questioning. All 4 of you.
Wait a minute. Where did Diane actually go off to?
She's hidden by her vanish spell.
But where'd she go? When did she leave the table?
Be quiet 1 second. I hear something in the walls.
Oh, Christ, she's worked her way into the crawl space.
Come on, Nancy, I'll help you get her out.
Last time I had to lure her out with a Snickers.
Reese's Fast Break and a Toblerone, or I'm dying in here.
God, she'll do it too. We're on a time crunch, Hillary. Let's go.
Any hoozle, where were we? Oh, yes, going down to Alexia for questioning.
I'm afraid we can't do that.
I do not believe I gave you a choice. Come on now, lest you face the tempest.
Do you think we can take her?
I don't think we have a choice.
You're sure you want to engage? Very well, roll for initiative. Joe, you're up first.
We've faced stormy situations before. I call upon Corn Pop's fury and send a shadow bolt her way.
11. A dark bolt rushes from your hand, hitting Dame Andrews square in the chest. She grunts, slightly winded.
By the Anglican light, I beseech protection and healing for my allies.
17. A warm, comforting light wraps around the party, rejuvenating your spirits and mending your wounds.
Since I'm still silenced, I move strategically, sneaking around to the air mage's blind spot.
5. As Bill attempts his maneuver, a burst of wind repels him back, his intentions exposed to the night.
I invoke the land to hold this tempestuous foe down. I cast entangling roots.
I roll to activate my flying counter and evade the roots.
Al, 8. Julie, 12. The Knight of Wind opens her parasol and rises from the ground just before the roots can reach her, sending her above the battlefield of Gladys Glen.
I craft a blade of wind and send it toward Diana. That will teach you for your treachery.
10. The blade grazes past Diana, leaving a small cut on her arm. The skirmish intensifies.
I'm going to do what Anne Hathaway's breasts did for the Princess Diaries and put an end to you.
I'm not going down that easily. Corn Pop, empower me. I'll blast another shadow bolt.
6. As the shadow bolt shoots towards the air mage, it gets dispersed by the swirling winds, causing only a slight disturbance.
I shall cast a wind-resisting aura to protect us from this tempest.
18. A force field forms around the party, pushing back against the night cyclone. The winds howl, but your footing remains firm. Bill, your silence will wear off on your next turn, but for now you're still unable to cast or speak.
I can at least buy us some time. I drag the mana cauldron over to the door of the Gladys Inn, barricading the door.
You roll a 9. The cauldron is heavy, so it's a bit of a pain, but you manage to get it in front of the door. It's an external door, so it opens inward, but I guess they'll trip over it or something. I like the ingenuity, so I won't nitpick too much. Al, your turn.
I launch deadly thorns at Dame Andrews, attempting to solve a problem like Maria.
A 15. The wind mage is struck by your deadly thorns, causing her to stumble and fall back to the ground.
I throw a cyclone sickle at Al, a whirling dervish of cutting wind.
13. Al is hit, the wind cutting across his chest and leaving a mark.
This isn't over. We can still turn the tide.
Heads up, the Royal Guard will emerge from the Gladys Inn after this turn. We'll roll to check against Bill's mana cauldron, but expect additional enemies soon.
I'm aiming for a devastating shadow beam this time. I channel an open connection to the netherworld and fire a ray of energy at the night.
20. Your shadowy beam, amplified with dark energy, pierces directly through the air mage's defenses. A direct hit to her core, she spirals out of control in the air, gasping in pain.
Her defenses are down. I shall use a binding light to keep her immobilized.
17. Your radiant light quickly envelops the air mage, further chaining her down. She's trapped, unable to move or fight back.
Finally back in it, I activate Pianissimo, reducing the impact of her spells.
9. While you continue to channel, Dame Andrews' magic will have a reduced effect. Al, your turn.
Nature aid us in our fight. I call forth vines to secure her even more to the ground.
18 vines erupt from the ground, wrapping and tangling Julie even further, sealing her fate.
I activate my Tessenjutsu and attempt to cut these vines with my Iron Fan technique. Kojin tekina koto wanani mo nayo boya.
5. Your attempt falls a bit flat. The Tessen were used mainly as a blunt instrument, and without your magics, you're just smacking tree roots. The Royal Guard emerges from the Gladys Inn.
Come on, mana cauldron.
8. The guard trips over the cauldron, falling flat on their faces for one turn and scattering the ground around them with mana stones.
I see an opening. I begin to channel cremation upon the guards, drawing hellfire from the rivers of Asphodel.
12. You begin to channel, the air around you flickering with the glowing embers from the river Phlegethon.
I strengthen my bindings upon thy fair lady.
14. Your bindings are renewed with holy magics, continuing to hold.
I continue to channel Pianissimo, reducing her magic.
Oh. 6. Bill, your time silence seems to have impacted your magics. Despite the attempt, your channel fails and Dame Andrews regains access to her spells.
That ain't good. I strengthen my roots, hoping to keep her down along with Diana's magic.
8. Your roots along with Diana's magic seem to bind her, at least for now.
You have yet to witness my true power. I unleash sonic blades and cut the roots and bindings holding me.
Yikes! 20. The Knight of Wind is freed from her bindings and leaps into the air once again.
This isn't even my final form. Your bodies shall feed the crows, tuppence a bag.
Now, I activate my cremation spell, but not on the knight and not on the guards, but on the big pile of mana stones under the guards.
Oh, Lord, terrible, terrible idea. I'm glad I vanished when I did. Where's my candy, by the way? It's getting stuffy in here.
I just don't understand why the hell you were in my car.
I was very tired and taking a nap.
Liz, you were face down on the damn floor.
I was having a lovely time until you ruined it by screaming.
We thought you were dead. You scared the hell out of us. Nancy almost crashed her car.
Thankfully, that fat guy cushioned me from the guardrail.
Where are we going? I want McDonald's.
We're not getting McDonald's.
I want McDonald's.
We're not getting McDonald's.
I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's.
Oh, for God's sake.
I want McDonald's.
I wouldn't actually mind a McFlurry.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Joe, you roll a 12. The overflowing pot of mana stones is ignited by your blast. Unfortunately, the eruption of mana seems to have an unpredicted outcome. While the guards are atomized by the immediate release of magic, the result is a cacophony of magical energy, readily absorbed by all magic users in the area.
You may have taken down the guard, but I only grow more powerful. So what if a few pawns die to serve that purpose? You know, the Von Trapp family actually began with 11 children in my original edit.
I use the new free-flowing mana to cast shields upon the party. I have a feeling we'll need them.
8. Your party is shielded for an incoming attack.
I use the free-flowing mana to cast Aerosmith, creating a number of blades from the air and launching them at Dame Andrews.
An 8. Your attack lands, knocking her back a bit in the air.
I paint with all the colors of the wind and attempt to turn her magic against her.
Ouch! Al, you roll a 1. Your appropriative take on what was actually a young child being taken from her home, forcibly converted to another ideology and paraded around like some sort of sideshow until she died has zero impact. You also skip your next turn due to white guilt.
Well, if none of you are going to do it, I suppose I should. Rather than wasting this turn on some sort of spell, I focus on absorbing as much of the magic as I can.
Wow, this is harrowing. It's making it very difficult to flick my bean.
We're going to take our break there. Again, shout out to our sponsor for today's episode, Hello Fist. They've sent me a lot of free samples. I'm actually renting out a storage unit, and I'm starting to run out of room. I've asked them to stop. Every email reply I receive is just cryptic symbols that make my eyes feel itchy. I called their helpline, and I don't remember the call, but I regained sentience in a Denny's restroom in downtown Modesto, actively eating a Moons over my hammy on the toilet. Anyway, if anyone is in the San Francisco gay area and would like a sample, please write an email into the show. Thank you for listening.